Now that the trailer for GTA 6 has officially been announced for December 2023, fans can genuinely start to get excited about a new GTA release. So today we'll explore how Rockstar crafted a compelling story with Franklin, Michael and Trevor, and how the insights from these characters might influence Jason and Lucia in GTA 6. So let's start with Franklin.
What?
Given Franklin was the newest to how the criminal world worked, it made sense for him to be open to try everything and gain experience wherever he could. This included Franklin engaging in different side missions such as boosting cars for Devin Weston, committing hits for Lester, the paparazzi missions, the parachuting missions, and more. It definitely felt like Franklin had his finger in every pie.
That bitch just fucking bit me, man! Shut the fuck up. Hey, man, get over here!
So I reckon that Rockstar can take this trait and put it into one of their main protagonists' character arc in GTA 6, as this will not only allow for the player to learn more about how the character acts in various situations, but it's also a great way to show the player around the city and the various antics that other people than the main protagonists get up to. For example, Dom's parachuting missions could have been the first time a lot of new players got introduced to parachuting.
You dumb idiot!
So in GTA 6, given that it's set in Florida, would have a bunch of random side activities that could be introduced in missions, and even races in alligator infested swamps, beach activities like surfing or volleyball, or even gambling in casinos. But back onto the topic of Franklin though, it definitely felt at times that his character was underutilized and the context behind his character didn't have much of an impact on the main story, especially after the introduction of Trevor.
Yeah, I'll be asleep when your ass stop talking, nigga.
Some boss.
Other than Lamar, none of Franklin's criminal friends are involved in the story, and since Lamar has a different viewpoint of how to progress in life, he's more of a minor nuisance than anything.
Oh, nigga, don't hate me cause I'm beautiful, nigga. Maybe if you got rid of that old yee ass haircut you got, you get some bitches on your dick.
I feel like that if Rockstar was able to get a character from Franklin's past who played a major role in shaping the person that he had become today, it would have added more weight to his decisions and the way that he'd conduct himself throughout the main story. At the end of the game, Rockstar tried to use Stretch as someone who seemed to have done Franklin dirty in the past, and as a result had Michael take him out. But since Stretch only played a role at the beginning of the game and doesn't really contribute to the story afterwards, you sort of just end up forgetting about him. So Franklin deeming him to be a threat doesn't really seem like much of an issue, especially when juxtaposed to the serious threat that the Chinese Triad and Steve Haynes impose against the livelihoods of Trevor and Michael. So I hope in GTA 6 all the main protagonists have a strong impact on the main story and no one feels neglected in regards to the depth and clarity of their individual character arcs, ensuring that each protagonist faces significant personal stakes.
I could have stayed my ass in Los Santos.
Hello, Franklin.
What's up?
Now I want to talk about Michael, and more specifically why he felt the most relatable in the game.
Fuck you! What the fuck?
We find out that Michael is probably going through some self-realizations to why his life may have become so dull after retiring as a successful criminal. He's become sick of the monotony of suburban life and wants a resurgence of excitement in his life. Also, since GTA is made for an older audience, many players may have also felt the same way. This makes Michael feel a lot more human than the other protagonists. He makes mistakes and falls into bad habits, and the only difference between us and him is that his mistakes are a lot more extreme, I guess.
Fucking A! Let's see how he liked that! Whoa, man! Fuck!
He's a flawed individual, but that's what makes him so compelling. While he does show moments of introspection and regret, especially concerning his family and past betrayals, he'll probably just end up falling back into his old habits. And it's this cyclic nature of his character that makes him a lot more relatable and human.
What a talent!
So let's talk about how this can be used in GTA 6. While we don't know a lot about the details in regards to the actual story yet, I think it's essential that Rockstar crafts narratives for Lucia and Jason that are deeply relatable and include elements that mimic the everyday struggles and joys that resonate with gamers. Exploring their interactions with friends, family, business colleagues, and even NPCs is also important, as it showcases their personalities and makes them more relatable. For example, in Red Dead Redemption 2, Arthur Morgan's interactions with his gang members revealed various sides of his character. We saw Arthur interact with Dutch in a respectful way, and we also got to see him interact with John, deeming him as immature, as well as maintaining composure around Micah.
Why don't you fuck off back to hell?
This showcased his emotional intelligence in dealing with diverse personalities, emotional intelligence in which players might also have to practice in their personal lives. Also, his loyalty and commitment to the gang emphasize a strong theme of unity, which deepens players' investment in the gang, pulling them further into the narrative and creating a stronger bond with other key members of the story.
Borrow money? Oh, you horrible man!
You sure know how to impress the ladies.
Also, including moments that challenge the protagonist's morality and empathy is key to creating a relatable experience for the player. Take GTA 5 for instance, where spontaneous side quests would appear, like retrieving a stolen bike or a woman's handbag, leaving the choice to help up to the player. These choices made in the game are quite telling, as they do more than define the protagonist's character, as they also provide insights into the personal values of the player. The decision to assist someone for a minimal reward, other than the satisfaction of helping, varies depending on the player's mood. At times, the joy of aiding others will feel good, but there are moments where players might opt to do something else, potentially leading to feelings of guilt for not helping. These scenarios are really good at enhancing the realism of an open world game, tapping into our nature as emotional beings, constantly weighing our responses and the worth of our actions.
¿Gasolina? No.
And so GTA 6 should definitely incorporate these types of difficult choices to engage players and make the game more relatable. And then we have Trevor. From the beginning, we see him as a drug-fueled maniac and being an overall menace. But as you dive deeper into the game, you uncover more layers to his personality and realize that he's smarter than we give him credit for, which is one of the things that Rockstar nailed in my opinion. They hit us with a strong first impression of a character and then slowly reveal other sides of them as we continue to play on. With Trevor doing heists on Merryweather, a whole-ass private military company, and being able to sense Michael's hypocrisy, we find out that Trevor is quite savvy and definitely a powerful entity throughout the storyline.
You're fucking dead!
But then Rockstar also does a good job at peeling back on Trevor's vulnerabilities, which most people in his environment would straight up ignore. This would have been a result of his past, which is clearly filled with trauma and shady people who done him dirty. And by the end, the rationale behind his behavior becomes a lot more clear. So let's imagine that Rockstar suddenly gives Lucia, their first female protagonist, a similar vibe to Trevor's unpredictable, tough and slightly unhinged nature. This approach may surprise some players by initially portraying her as fiercely independent and somewhat unstable. However, like Trevor, Rockstar might initially focus on her erratic side, only to gradually reveal deeper, contrasting layers of her personality as the game progresses. Also, as mentioned before, set against the backdrop of Florida, known for its notorious history with crime, the setting lends to the credibility of the protagonist's wild first impressions. And so, as the game unfolds, players might start to empathize with these characters, much like with Trevor, as in GTA 5, we learnt that it had been a struggle for him to forge genuine relationships all throughout his life, and thus his actions become more understandable.
No one gives a fuck about me!
So exploring complex character traits in the story captivates fans, with Rockstar's ability to create rich, memorable characters that remain a topic of discussion long after the game's release. This storytelling approach deepens the game's impact, making the characters unforgettable.
I did kidnap his wife! Oh no! Oh shit! What the fuck did you do?
So I think that GTA 6 should continue this tradition of nuanced character development with their protagonists, whether that's by revealing unexpected vulnerabilities, exploring their complex histories, or delving into their personal motivations and fears.